Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. And I just want to start this video out with asking you all, how do you like the volatility? So yeah, I mean, today we've seen the market dump out a little bit, which was pretty exciting to see. Honestly, we've been waiting for it to happen. I was waiting to see if Bitcoin was going to retest 25.3K. We probably will see more price action this week that is negative, but we'll definitely wait and see. I mean, some pullbacks are expected. Most of the market has held up pretty well. I can't complain in terms of how some of these assets really kind of held up. But a few that I've been watching for, to come down to a nice buy spot, didn't really hit just yet. I'm still going to wait patiently on that because, again, the summertime is usually pretty rough for crypto. So for now, I'm just being patient. I'm waiting and I'm still holding my bags. Not going to, make any impulsive moves or anything like that. If anything, I'm actually looking to buy more on a lot of these major dips because I do think that this year is going to be significant for a lot of those buy opportunities going into, the rest of this year as well as into 2024 possibly. So with that in mind, let's dive in and let's start off with a few things happening around XRP as well as the vast majority of crypto and also even finance. So Gary Gensler, we do see during Public Service Recognition Week, I want to take the opportunity to thank our SEC Gov staff for their hard work to carry out the SEC's mission on behalf of the American public. This was kind of funny. I mean, maybe on behalf of the American banks, maybe that, right? We actually see Anderson down here on behalf of Wall Street, you mean? We even do see Johnny Deaton on behalf of the American public. We ask you to please stop protecting us. Yeah, I think that this is a joke. Like, listen, nobody really agrees with what Gary Gensler and the SEC are doing. But it's questionable on what's going to happen from here on out. And honestly, I always ask myself, like, who is the SEC really protecting? Because they always say that they're protecting investors, but I wonder if it's like the big banking investors or maybe the Wall Street investors, because like I don't feel protected. Do you guys feel protected? Let me ask all of you. Comment down below. Do you guys feel protected at all from the SEC? I'd love to hear your answers. But also, talking about protection, how about this? Bittrex. The US-based cryptocurrency exchange has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in Delaware. And I do apologize if you guys did hear my phone go off. But this is pretty interesting. And you know what's funny about this? We just recently seen Gemini and also Coinbase move outside of the US in a very significant way. We also see Binance making a lot of moves outside of the US. And now we have Bittrex filing for bankruptcy, which is a US-based cryptocurrency. Like, what the hell is going on? And we do see over here from Eleanor Tourette, breaking, Bittrex Exchange has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The move comes less than a month after the SEC Gov charged Bittrex and its CEO for operating an unregistered national securities exchange broker and clearing agency. And this is what the SEC is doing. They're ultimately killing a lot of these exchanges. I've looked through the exchange listings over here. Like, a lot of these exchanges are outside of the US or even moving outside of the US. It's crazy to me. It's crazy that we are in 2023, right? Crypto's been around for well over a decade now. And now we are seeing the SEC going after all these exchanges years and years in the future. To me, that doesn't really sound like they're protecting investors. It seems like they're screwing over investors and cutting off these exchanges, especially in the US. This is a big deal because I know that I speak from my personal experience that it's very hard to buy crypto in the US the way it is. Like, we only have a few exchanges that we could utilize. And a lot of the other ones, like, you have to utilize a VPN or you don't have, like, you can't KYC or else you're going to get kicked off the exchange. Like, we really have to jump through hoops already in the US. And it's crazy because outside of the US, like, you can get on any crypto exchange and buy and sell and do whatever you want. But in the US, we have to jump through hoops. And it seems as though that's the SEC's goal. They want to choke off crypto access for US-based citizens, and it's insane to me that that is the case. But we do see over here, think of all the investors Gary Gensler just protected. He will go down as quite possibly the worst SEC chairman in history. It's not even that difficult to come up with a regulatory scheme that would offer more protection to investors than exists today, and foster innovation. Yeah, I mean, it really is terrible what's happening because we've seen so many of these incredible exchanges targeted. Now, I know Bittrex is probably not an exchange that a lot of people are aware of, but Bittrex is an exchange that I personally have been focused on for a while, going all the way back to, I want to say like 2021. Like, here's Bittrex down here. They only have $7.3 million worth of volume on the 24-hour, but they almost have 200,000 weekly visits. But Bittrex was an exchange that I personally have watched for a very long time, because going back to 2021, you know, they were a huge player for a lot of tokens, and HBAR was actually one of the first ones that, you know, was listed on an exchange, and Bittrex was one of the first exchanges that it actually was listed on for US-based customers. So it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that this is shutting down, and this was an exchange that had incredible UI. It was a great exchange, in my opinion, and now it's getting choked off, and it ultimately got killed by the SEC. Thanks, Gary, for protecting us. Absolute joke. And over here, what do you see from MetaLawman? In the US, when it comes to the SEC, the process is the punishment. Ripple will spend $200 million. This is, I mean, it's so sad. It literally is so sad. In legal fees defending itself from the SEC. Imagine if that $200 million had been spent on R&D and other jobs in the US. It's not supposed to be this way. Not here. And here we are from CNBC Middle East. Ripple spent $200 million fighting the SEC lawsuit. CEO Brad Garlinghouse tells CNBC's Dan Murphy at the Dubai FinTech Summit. And listen closely to this video.
So what's your message to the SEC chair as you sit here in the UAE and in Dubai announcing an expansion of your business to this region, given the state of regulation in the United States right now?
Who?
And I have to pause it real quick, because I personally love this joke by Brad Garlinghouse when he says who. I'll play it just real quick again.
Of regulation in the United States right now.
Who? No, I'm kidding. All right, so look, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. I find it as a company that started in the United States, and as someone who's a U.S. citizen, it's sad. Like, I have sadness about this. The U.S. is getting passed not just a little bit, but by a lot. And you know what? The tough thing about this is you have a country that I think has put politics ahead of policy. And, you know, that's not a good decision if you're trying to invest in the economy. You're seeing, you know, certainly here in the UAE with VARA, the Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, certainly what's happened recently in Europe with MiCA. The United States is definitely stuck. And, you know, Ripple, the case with the SEC, we will spend, the first time I've shared this publicly, by the time it's said and done, we will have spent $200 million defending ourselves against a lawsuit, which from its very beginning, people were like, this doesn't make a lot of sense. You have video footage of the chair of the SEC as a professor at MIT saying 75% of these digital assets are commodities. And now he says they're all securities because he's the head of the SEC and he's seeking power, and he's putting power ahead of sound policy to grow an economy in the United States. Blockchain technologies are being invested in and pursued in the entrepreneurship outside the United States. And one of the first pieces of advice I give entrepreneurs when they come and ask me, getting something started, I'll say, if I were you, I would not start in the United States. And I think there's a lot of US-based companies and even US public companies that would agree with that.
And yeah, you know, I completely agree with what he's saying here. Like, the US is falling drastically behind. Like, it's not even a question anymore. And it's because of what they've been doing. Like I said, they're chokeholding off these exchanges. And I make this question constantly on this channel, and it's like, you know, who are they trying to stop out? Right? Like, are they trying to stop these exchanges from succeeding? Are they trying to stop, you know, US-based investors from investing into this space? Like, what the hell is going on? And I've talked about it. Like, I've said that they want to choke off these exchanges. They want to choke off these companies because they don't want retail getting rich off of this. The CFTC already came out and mentioned how, you know, you can get extremely wealthy off of cryptocurrency. And that's why they need to regulate it. They don't want you getting rich. But what's even crazier about all of this is that I believe that this is all a play to give the exchanges to Wall Street. I think that they want Wall Street to be behind every single crypto transaction. That way they can get rich off of this asset class because they know what's coming. They know what's coming. We all know it, right? But also, we did see over here from this post, Ripple expands in the Middle East, deepens commitment with the new office, and brings annual global conference to Dubai. Again, I made a video earlier yesterday, actually. It was around like noon, and I talked about their presence in MENA. The MENA region is huge for them. In fact, over half of Ripple's MENA payment volume consists of cross-border payments such as remittances from the UAE, Bahrain, and even Saudi Arabia to India. In 2020, the company chose the DIFC as a location for its MENA headquarters due to Dubai's innovation for regulations, expansive network, and reputation as a leading global financial center. And yeah, this is very interesting. And we do see that the Middle East and North Africa region is a key market for the company, with around 20% of all RippleNet customers, such as SAB, Qatar National Bank, Lulu Financial Holdings, Al Ansari Exchange, and Rack Bank based here. So, you know, Ripple is a major player in this area, and we chose Dubai as both a key office for Ripple and to bring Swell Global to the city, in large part due to its forward-thinking regulatory environment. Regulators have chosen or risen to the challenge of establishing a framework that allows the local crypto industry to thrive, create jobs, and increase economic growth, while also ensuring participants act in a responsible manner, said Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO. Dubai is playing an important part in shaping the world's future economy by demonstrating truly visionary leadership. The Emirate has positioned itself as an exciting fintech hub that is embracing crypto and blockchain technologies to bring innovation and foreign investment into the space. And again, like, this is why I say, like, as we do look at this, they are expanding rapidly outside of the US, and they don't care at all what the SEC is saying or doing or anything that's happening within the US. And why should they? Why should they? They are absolutely killing it outside of the US. What do you see over here? In a hyper-global connected world, the need for cross-border payments is on the rise, with an estimated $156 trillion worth of cross-border payment flows in 2022 alone. As a region containing a number of significant remittance markets and corridors, the Middle East financial institutions are focused on making payments faster, cheaper, and more efficient for the people who need it the most. This is where Ripple excels. We were the first enterprise company to leverage crypto to tackle the trillion-dollar challenges associated with cross-border payments, expertise that we have been bringing to our customers in the Middle East for a number of years. Ripple is proud of its presence in the UAE, and we are excited about what the future holds for our business in the region. And again, you know, as we do look at these areas, like, these are key players around that massive market. It's only a matter of time until it really does show. And again, I don't think that the US matters at all. And what's crazier about this is that we've seen Bitcoin maxis coming out of the woodwork. XRP is obviously a security. It would have cost little for the Ripple team to have registered it as a security and played by the rules like everyone else in the industry does all day long. Like, who's this absolute idiot and buffoon that thinks that you could literally go into the SEC and register? Come in and register? Who believes that nonsense? I swear, someone is getting paid here. Like, we do see, who's going to tell them it's not so easy peasy? Coinbase has entered the chat. XRP is definitely not a security. Gary Gensler and the SEC are destroying crypto innovation. Like, this is the truth. Like, what the hell are these people on? Oh, just go in and register. Does this guy not know that Ripple has, like, met with the SEC on multiple occasions? Like, they were meeting with them every single week, telling them what they were doing, like, trying to get them to understand what was happening. And Ripple thought they were in the clear. And then all of a sudden, boom, a lawsuit drops days before a massive alt season starts. Yeah, but it's so easy to come in and register with the SEC. Man, these people, they surprise me every single day, because it's very, very hard to understand just how illogical some of these people can think. Because if you have been living under a rock for the last couple months, then yeah, sure, I can understand it. But if you have been looking at what's happening around crypto and been in this space in the last couple months, then you should 100% know the motive behind the SEC and the damage that they have done. It's crazy to me that people still believe that XRP is a security. It's crazy to me that people still think that the SEC is doing a good job. And it's crazy to me that people think that you could actually go in and register with the SEC. We've heard it from everyone that has gone in and registered, right? You go in, you tell them what's going on with your business model and what your business model actually is, and then you leave, and guess what? You get targeted by them. It literally is a big problem. And it's allowing the SEC to leave a door open for them to go after any other major project, any other major exchange. Like, all these exchanges that we're seeing them go after, it's a perfect narrative for them to play. I've said it. You know, once you say that all cryptocurrencies except for Bitcoin are a security, well, guess what? Now you can go after Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, Qcoin, all of these coins, because look at, none of these exchanges are holding just one coin. No, all of them are holding hundreds and even possibly thousands of coins, as you guys do see over here. I mean, look at some of these holdings. And you think that, oh, the SEC is doing a good job. No, they're opening a door for them to go after any major exchange that has any other token besides Bitcoin on it. And they left that door open for a reason. Just like why they're going after Coinbase. And I think that it's great to see Coinbase fighting back, because I do believe that Coinbase will win that lawsuit. And that will be a huge W for the entire industry. But from now on, we need to make sure that these people that are coming out of the woodwork saying XRP is a security and like, oh, go register like every other, major project or company in the space. Like, who are these people? Who are these people? Seriously. It's crazy to me that people still think like this. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me over on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. It's just up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are on this. Before this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.